you sure won't not notice it. From there, it tends to go either toward love or hate. But either way, this vehicle gets Ford back into minivans in a very different way. Let's drive the Ford Transit Connect XLT and check the tech.
The question I've answered dozens of times while I've been driving this is, what is it? It looks like something that would deliver a package to your hotel in Paris, right? With DHL livery on it. Well, it's Ford's first minivan since the rather unloved Aerostar. This guy's built on the Focus platform. Not the new Focus, but the previous North American style Focus we had for too many years, to be honest. It's available in two configurations. We have the wagon. That means glass around the side panels and second row seats and belts. But they'll sell most of these as a van with mostly metal panels around it and just a big cargo box in the back. Check the tech. What tech? There isn't any. There's so little I'm not even going to sit down. AM, FM, CD, 4 speakers. There is a backup camera, a little postage stamp thing in the rear view. That's about it.
Now, you can get a version of Sync on a Transit Connect, even though you never get an LCD screen, but it's real basic, without 911 assist, no sync services, and no support for apps. It basically handles music and hands-free calling.
It's here in the second row where things start to get interesting. The roof starts to really slope up pronouncedly. You get a really airy feeling back here. Your second row holds 3, obviously, and these seats can fold forward or fold all the way forward, but they don't come out. Now, when everything's all boxed up back here, you've got about 130 cubic feet of cargo area, just 7 cubic feet short of a full-size Suburban, which is a hell of a lot bigger car that uses a lot more gas and a lot more of your dollars on the MSRP. Different kind of vehicle, but it's a pretty apt comparison. Interesting story how these come into the country. They all arrive from the factory in Turkey, set up like this, as wagons. And they've got glass windows on the side, rear seat belts. The majority, though, are going to be sold as vans. So they end up having all those accoutrements torn out, recycled, and then they put metal panels where the glass used to be, and that way they avoid what's called the chicken tax. Apparently, when commercial vehicles and trucks come in from Europe to the U.S., they get this 25% tariff. By bringing them in like this and then converting them at the port, it saves a lot of money on the MSRP. More examples of how Spartan this vehicle is, and that's how they keep the price so low. This little cargo pocket here, that's part of the premium package. That's not premium, that's just barely above Soviet-era car manufacture. As is this, nicely exposed leads for the heating element in the glass. Don't lay your tongue across that, kids. You do have niceties like this simple button that lets you open this door flat. You can also option 255-degree doors. They go flat against the body all the way.
Also part of the premium trim, these rear side windows flip out.
Now, the Transit Connect rather jealously guards its little motor. Check this out. You need the key outside the car to open it up. You flip the badge, put the key in there like that, turn it once to the left to unlock, once to the right to unlatch, and then up she goes. 2-liter inline-4 gas engine, nothing really tricky going on here. Transverse mounted, drives the front wheels only. You're going to get 136 horsepower, 128 foot-pounds of torque, garden variety stuff. Gets this guy up to 60 in a leisurely 12 seconds, but delivers 2227 mpg with something that shape. And all that power goes out through not a 6, not a 5, but a 4-speed automatic. I don't even know where they source such a thing anymore. I just like driving the Transit Connect. I don't know why. It's slow, it's not a handling vehicle, but there's something so good about it being big and small at the same time. Incredibly useful. I think it has nice Euro lines, and it's a great price. So you come to the vehicle with relatively, shall we say, modest expectations, but it works and it over-delivers, I think. The interior's clean and simple, nothing too stylized. That's in keeping with the utilitarian nature of this thing. And the mind just reels with all the things you would do if you owned one of these things. All the things you do on the weekend. How you'd go do various trips differently. How you'd be the one who picks up friends when a bunch of people go out. You're right, not a good vehicle to own. The weak link in this car, as we had a feeling it would be, is basically the transmission. With only 4 gears to choose from, it's basically in the wrong one all the time. You might think that visibility is going to be dreadful in this vehicle, but it's not if you get a wagon with the full complement of glass all the way back. Then you've got pretty decent sight lines. Those headrests are actually your biggest issue in the second row, not the actual bodywork. If those are out, you have tremendous visibility. I just think the Transit Connect is fun to drive, and it allows you to have all that kind of cargo ability, everyday cargo ability, without the penalty of driving around in a truck all the time. All right, let's price our little red friend. This is a Transit Connect XLT wagon, the passengerized version, $24,200. There is a premium package, which gives you those flip-out glass rear windows and that little mesh-covered cargo binnacle in the back door. That's $150. Why wouldn't they make that standard? Now, 3 tech options on top of all that. That detuned version of Sync's gonna run you $220. Yeah, do it. The backup sensor's $280. Yeah, do it. And the backup camera in the mirror is $470. Probably do it. Beyond that, you're gonna wanna change out the head unit almost certainly and put some cool wheels on it. And this is kind of a hot little ute.